Jared Dudley has suffered an MCL tear. That's tough, man. That's really tough. I'm really going to give a big shout out to my man, Jared Dudley. I'm sorry that this happened to you, and I'm sorry that you're going through such a hard injury. Hopefully he recovers really well. So I'm sending out positivity when it comes to Jared Dudley, man, and I hope he does have a speedy recovery. But before we get into today's video, yo, what is up, guys? It is your boy, and I'm back here giving y'all another banger. And since I'm giving y'all another banger, if y'all could go ahead and drop a like on this video, it'd be much appreciated. And please subscribe if you enjoy basketball content. But I do want to talk about Jared Dudley's injury and what just happened if you already didn't know what was going on. And I do want to talk about what this means for the Lakers as a whole. So if you weren't aware, Jared Dudley apparently had suffered an MCL tear, which is in your knee. So he's probably going to be out for the remainder of the season, and he's going to be taking the measures needed in order for him to recover. Now, if you've been following Lakers games, you know Jared Dudley really isn't a part of our rotation. He's more of just a player coach at this point of his career. He's someone who's really there for film, and he's a chemistry guy. He really gets the guys going, and you do need that when it comes to a team. Now, I'm not saying that they already don't have leadership, because they do have LeBron James, who's one of the best leaders in all of sports. But having someone like a Jared Dudley come in, and he does do his thing when it comes to chemistry, and he does know film, so he can help the other guys know the rules and what to do. And because he was there from last year, he is a guy that you want to keep around just so that he can keep the team somewhat together in terms of what you had from last year in terms of culture. But in terms of actually playing, Jared Dudley is really past his prime. He used to be a good player, but he's not what he used to be. And he's not really the player that we use in our rotations that much, if at all. Jared Dudley is really a guy that just comes in if we're shorthanded against a team with COVID protocols or with injuries or something like that. But he really doesn't get much playing time at all. And he's really just a 14 man on a bench, and he really just gets the guys going, and he really is there just for chemistry purposes and just to get the guys going. But once I heard the news about Jared Dudley, I really got to thinking. I was like, so doesn't that mean because the Lakers are probably going to have a player who's going to be out for the rest of the season, can they apply for the disabled players exception? Now, if you're not familiar with NBA contracts or that sort of world when it comes to the NBA, if a player goes down, you can apply for the disabled players exception, and basically they will give you 50% of that amount of an NBA player's contract for you to go sign someone else, because it's not your fault that a player got injured. So I thought to myself, well, if the Lakers have a player who's injured, could they not just apply and use that, especially now that they're in the buyout market and the trade rumors and stuff like that? They could really use some extra cap. So I thought to myself, is this something that could be a blessing in disguise? Is this something that the Lakers could use in terms of cap room to sign somebody? And is this something that they could use moving forward? Because Jared Dudley's value really does not come on the court, it's what he does off the court. So if they can just keep him around, because he would still be around even while injured, and they can bring in a new piece because they have some more cap room, that would actually sound like something that's great. But according to what we have going on right now when it comes to the NBA, the disabled players exception, I believe the last day to apply was March 3rd. So literally bad luck when it comes to the Lakers. It is March 14th, so 11 days late. However, I'm not too sure if they could still apply. I'm sure they might be able to pull off some exception. Again, I'm not an NBA agent, so I don't know contracts and all those stuff to a T, but going off the facts that we already know, we know that the last day to apply was March 3rd. So as it is right now, the Lakers cannot apply for the disabled players exception because they are 11 days late. However, in the coming days, we can see if the Lakers do try to make an attempt at this, or if the NBA can give some leeway, because it is, a shortened season and there's so much going on with COVID protocols and everything. Maybe the Lakers will get a break on this, but I'm not too sure. But at least for right now, it does not look like we are going to get the disabled players exception. So that is kind of a bummer when you think about it, because at this point, the Lakers might want a little bit more cap room. Again, I do believe the Lakers do have enough to win a championship, but always having a little bit more cap room to get somebody else, especially during the buyout market, could have serve them in that way. So if they do find a way to maneuver and they do get this player exception, then it would absolutely be something that they could use when it comes to the buyout market, and it would benefit them greatly. But even without it, it is no big deal. So as it stands, it's really just something that's hard to see. You do feel bad for a guy like Jared Dudley, who does go out and try to give his best to a team, especially the Los Angeles Lakers at this point, and you do hope that he does have a speedy recovery. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much. If you listened this far, please drop a like on this video. It would be much appreciated, and please subscribe if you enjoy basketball content. Please check out my other videos if you enjoy basketball, and please comment down below what you think about all this and what you think about the Jared Dudley injury. But without further ado, guys, I am out. Peace.